The next great resource for local weather is now available.
DigitalWeatherDesk.com is your source for up-to-the-minute local weather. Add DigitalWeatherDesk.com to your favorites, download our app, and follow me on social media. The Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank.
Hey folks, good morning. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. What's next for you? Visit cnext.bank for more. Thanks so much for taking time out of your Wednesday. Again, a lot of folks still without power, so I want to give you the briefest update as we can, and then we can kind of get into the specifics of the forecast after that. Check of I-20. The bottom 4 cameras are up and rolling, and Interstate 20 is drying out in the Monroe-West Monroe area. That's good news, but I do not want folks to be misled. There are still some very, very problematic travel issues across the region depending on location. If you are taking a major highway or interstate, I would suggest that you check the conditions in that area first. For interstate conditions and some of our major highways, you can check 511la.org, which is the LADOTD kind of information website. They have cameras and then also just live traffic conditions. I know that 167 north of Ruston is still having some problems. Obviously, I-20 is still having some problems just from volume and trying to get supplies and getting everything thawed out. Those are all issues. But aside from that, we are starting to see some improvements. Infrared satellite shows a lot of sunshine today, and along with that, a lot of us are already above freezing. So if you have the opportunity, you're home, stop dripping the faucets for a little bit and give the water systems an opportunity to recover through much of the day. We will obviously see highs in the upper 40s to low 50s in many spots this afternoon. Radar made possible by Brown's Roofing. Again, schedule your free roof inspection at brownsroofingla.com, especially if you have seen water stains on your ceiling or if your roof leaked, your attic leaked, whatever, during this winter storm. They can get you squared away. And, of course, any other water damage in your home, you can also call or click surfpro.com. Nothing doing precipitation-wise. I know there's a lot of fuss about the possibility of precipitation this weekend. I don't know why, because, again, any precipitation that we would see would be very, very light, and I don't even have it in the forecast. Check of power outages across the region. Northern Mississippi, northern Louisiana still reeling. And again, it's quite the scar that's left over across the region. Check of power outages here locally. We are making inroads, but again, the vast majority of some parishes are still without power. There are hopes that we make some big inroads in terms of power restoration today, but as I continue to say, it will take time. Here at the Floyd household, we're still on generator power. I do know that a lot of our neighborhood and around our neighborhood, we saw a lot of energy trucks yesterday, and a lot of our neighbors and stuff have had service restored, but we are still without. So again, we're just rocking and rolling on the generator, and we'll just bring you up the updates. And to be honest with you, we know that we are more fortunate than most to have a standby generator. So we're kind of the thought process at this point of take care of everybody else, and we'll just keep rolling the generator for another day or two until you can get the power restored. Low temperatures this morning, generally in the mid-20s. Some spots were in the low 20s, but most of us were a little closer to freezing. Now, 6 or 7 degrees below freezing is still well below freezing, and it is still very cold, but at least it's not 18 or 19, and we're starting to trend a little bit warmer day by day. A look at temperatures. Again, a lot of areas are already above freezing or at least approaching freezing, so if you are headed out and about, again, go ahead and turn those faucets off. I know that a lot of folks will go, well, you're assuming a little bit of a risk, by doing that. We've all been assuming a little bit of a risk for a long bit of time at this point. So again, I think for the benefit of the greater good, it probably wouldn't hurt for some of us to assume. And also, I got news for you. If your home's been without power for a while, if your pipes are going to freeze, they've already frozen. So at this point, like I said, it's just something to keep in mind. Wind speeds out of the west, fairly light. Futurecast. High pressure continues to settle across the region for at least the short term, and then we'll have an area of low pressure dart through the area late Thursday night into Friday morning. Of course, Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports I-20 Frontage Road in Monroe. It did advertise the possibility of some light precipitation. It now carries that off to the north and east. I can't rule out the possibility embedded within this strong northerly flow that some moisture gets trapped and we maybe see a flurry or two through the weekend. Again, accumulation would not be expected. I don't have it in the forecast. Again, it's just a possibility, along with some much colder air that continues to barrel into the region. for Saturday and Sunday, but temperatures should rebound nicely by the early parts of next week. High temperatures today, mid to upper 40s. Some of us will see the 50-degree mark today. How about that? Some of us will struggle to even get out of the 30s. That's a downside, but we will get well above freezing, and we will spend most of the day there. So we should see, along with the sunshine, considerable melting today. We will make some inroads. Overnight lows tonight back below freezing, mid to upper 20s, very similar to what we saw this morning. So make sure you're staying warm safely. And for those without power, I would plan to be without power tonight. If you do have power, consider yourself very fortunate. But again, prepare for the long haul, and then when service is restored, then you can be pleasantly surprised. A look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. 3B Hardware and 3B Outdoor Equipment are both open today. 3B Hardware in Sterlington, 3B Outdoor in Monroe, with a new shipment of generators and chainsaws. So if you need those types of equipment, go see Matt and the gang. They'll get you squared away. 7-day forecast shows we continue the warming trend for Thursday. Kept the small rain chances in Thursday, Friday. We trend colder behind that front Friday, Saturday, and then temperatures rebound quickly for the early parts of next week. For those without power, that's it. You can go ahead and hop off the stream and be done with this to conserve that battery power. I don't expect any drastic changes to the forecast. Again, it'll be cold tonight, so there's really no need for you to check the forecast for the rest of the day, especially if you don't have electricity. I don't want folks burning batteries sitting here listening to me talk about nothing. So be aware of that regard. As we go through the rest of the day, you're too long didn't read. It may not make it at 9:30 because that's 20 minutes from now, and I haven't recorded it yet. But we'll get that out here in just a little bit. And beyond that, again, continue to be a good neighbor. Let me tell you something. This community is special, and we've had a lot of folks helping a lot of folks over the last several days and weeks. Last several days and over the last week. So again, continue to help each other. Take care of yourself. Stay warm safely. Only travel if you absolutely have to. Check road conditions, because I know that as you look in your neighborhood and you're going, oh, everything's melting, it should be fine. Check before you go where you head somewhere, because the last thing we need is for you to get stuck, and then we have to send somebody out to come get you. So again, be smart with that kind of stuff as folks start trying to get out and venture out. Don't go sightseeing, because there's still a lot of utility crews trying to just do their jobs. And so just stay out of the way. If you absolutely have to travel, be careful. And like I said, check before you go to make sure that you can even make the trip that you're trying to make. But still the main message is just stay home if you can. I know folks are getting stir crazy, getting a little cabin fever, but that's better than being stuck in your car somewhere on the side of the road. Forecast is always available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app, available for Apple and Android users. I'll check in with you midday. Hang in there, folks. We're going to start returning to normal gradually over the next few days. But again, as I've said, it will take time. Thanks to our first responders, all of our grocery store workers, gas station workers, our linemen, our utility, everybody that's been working, our city municipal officials, all the folks that work all the different departments and all that stuff. Thanks for what you do. We appreciate all y'all. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by CenturyNext Bank. As always, so glad you're here. I'll check in with you in a couple hours.